welcome to Wanderplay and your pick a card reading for the full moon in Libra lunar eclipse on the 25th of March 2024. Now, this is a timeless reading, so if you come across this and you feel called to partake of it at a different time, that is all right. Spirit will always find a way to speak to you, so there will be something in this for you. But this particular time period is that intense. The energy is that intense that I feel it's going to be very particular to this time span as well. So this full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on the 25th is connected to the total solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th, 2024. So you want to talk about something intense. My dear children, it's intense and I can feel it. I don't know why I picked up the stick, but that's what we do here. We just feel that intuition. This is intense. If we're talking about Libra, we're talking about balance, we're talking about relationships, we're talking about beauty, okay? But you know how balance is restored? Things have to be let go. So it's probably going to be a wild time starting from this eclipse up throughout the eclipse season up into the solar eclipse and beyond that, of balance being restored to your life and possibly new balances being set into place. So a lot's gonna change. Upheaval, possible tower moments. Oh yeah, and shadow work, it's not fun to do, but we gotta do it. And sometimes the universe forces it on us. yeah, that's where we're at with that. All right. So the way that a pick a card works, oh yes, I also forgot to mention that one of the names for this moon is the full worm moon. And we know about me and my love of the slimy babies, the little slimy worms and whatnot. So that makes me thrilled. So, there's that. This feels a little extra special to me. But anyway, the way that a pick a card works is that you select one of these cards. I always say that gut feeling works best, so I would go with that. But if you need some time to meditate on that, that is perfectly all right. I have also connected to these cards a little intention spell for you. So the first one is courage. And I just baked courage into this for you. So if you're feeling called toward this courage, I'll bring that up to you, then that is a fantastic choice, and it is linked to the Hermit from the Dark Crystal Tarot. I pulled these two cards. This is the secret oracle card. I like to have a secret oracle card for the end of the reading. What's particularly fun about that is that I tend to forget what it was by the end of a reading, and so I'm usually surprised in a very delightful way how it all ties together. So your secret card is going to be from the Femme Oracle, but the card that you know about, the starter card, is the Hermit, linked with courage. And there will be timestamps in the description of the video as well as chapters so that you can find the reading that you want. And of course, if you want all three, you can have all three. You just, whatever feels right. No judgment here, my beautiful loves. Okay, group 2, I baked the intention of hope for this group and linked it with this Empress card from the Dark Crystal Tarot. So that is beautiful. That's group 2. And group 3, I did. I put all that intention in there. I baked in clarity. And this clarity is tied to the Devil card from the Dark Crystal Oracle. And of course, we know this isn't the scary devil like in Christianity. It's a little bit more layered to that, and we will get into that if you choose this reading. So those are the 3 readings, and I shall see you on in the group that you pick. Welcome, group 1. So you selected within your heart this courage intention for yourself. And the Hermit, which we'll just set over there to preside over this reading. You also chose the Secret Oracle card, but we're not going to reveal it until the end of the reading. It is the wonderful bow on the reading. Let's begin. So to begin with, we are going to ask Spirit what your recent past was. Because it's always good to know what we're coming from to get a perspective on that before we move into something new. So guides. Getting you. And you too. Okay, wow. Right. All right. We're just doing all the things, and I'm feeling that it needs to be you first. So we'll look at you first. Ooh. The Forest Lovers. So sort of corresponds to the lovers in your kind of standard Rider-Waite Smith situation. So within your recent past, there was some sort of deep love. Now, it doesn't have to have been for a person or with a person in a relationship, although it might be. But there was some sort of passion. And here we have these two are being they're hand-fasted. So you've made some sort of connection to something. And there's a balance as well. This is a very balanced image. This relationship is balanced. So let's see what else the cards were saying about this. Is it the top or the bottom, guides? It's the top. Ooh, okay. Always love to see the moon card on a moon reading. Love to see it. And of course, this is the moon on water. And I love this card because we have symbols for fertility. We have the universe egg filled with potential, getting ready to hatch underneath of this water here. So this is something, this connection, this thing or situation or person that you have hand-fasted yourself to. It hasn't, do I want to use the word ancient, God? It has an ancient quality to it. It's been a long time in coming. There is an egg, there's an expectancy and potential in this situation that you have come to in your recent past. So let's see what that third card was for the recent past. Ooh, the shaman, or in a kind of a standard situation, we would be talking about the magician. Okay. Connection. It may be some kind of magical or spiritual path that you have handfasted yourself to. But whatever it is, you have all of the elements lined up, because all 4 suits are represented within this card. So this individual understands balance and has studied their craft. So whatever, so your recent past has a lot of balance to it. A lot of balance to it. It's something you've been working on for a very long time, and there is a lot of potential encapsulated within it. And you have a lot of power and mastery, and you are aware of that fact. So, guides, where are we in the present moment with this? Where are we in the present moment with this? Whoop! All right, jumping out. We always love to see it. The Page of Stones links. So this is sort of like the Page of Pentacles. The pages generally, it's study. So in the present moment, you are aware that what you've had going on is really important and that the work isn't finished yet. Just because you've laid the egg doesn't mean you can stop sitting on it and incubating it. Just because you've gained knowledge and learned new practices and have gained some sort of mastery doesn't mean that you get to stop studying, striving, lurking. I feel drawn to lurking, because this lynx is just sort of pawing through the forest, all of its instincts turned on. Every sound, every smell, every vibration, it is aware of it. So you are in a state of deep awareness of what is going on around you. And that is very good, because if there is potential that you need to be protecting and incubating, and you have this beginnings of these very good things set up, you need to be walking in that awareness so that you can protect yourself and others and protect what it is you are trying to birth into the world. So we're going to set the links here just to protect that egg, that potential. Guides, anything more about where we are in the present? Where is group 1 at the present? They have their instincts, they have their awareness, and thank you so much for bringing that forth for us. Yes. Yes, thank you. Starting with that one. Yes. I love tarot so much. We were talking about balance. Libra, full moon, the scales, balance. Just wanting to really drive that home for us. Balance. Which is even beyond the theme of the scales of Libra for this full moon. We're just like we're with the equinox, which itself is a balance. Balanced day, balanced night. That theme of balance is super important in your life at the minute. the shaman here understands balance. The elements are balanced under his command. The lynx has impeccable balance. If it falls from a tree, it's going to land on its feet. I think that all felines have that capability. And is balancing on this tree limb here, just fully open and awake to everything around. There is balance here, as well as a very full moon, with the potential, the little baby within that egg is just perfectly balanced in the center, floating in its amniotic fluid, receiving its nutrients, and understanding that, or trusting, having the faith to know that it is protected. Yes, that's very important. That's very important. The most important thing for you to hold to right now is that faith that you are protected, that your needs are going to be satisfied. You are protected. Your potentiality is protected. You are protecting it, but also the universe itself is protecting it. So that is absolutely beautiful. And it's quite possible that whatever it is that you're working on, you're not working on it alone, whether it's with a romantic partner or a friend or a family member or spirit guides, a deity. A partnership, a balanced partnership is involved in bringing this forth. And you probably have a pretty good idea of what it is that you are bringing forth. Oop, this stick is falling, so hey, we'll just incorporate you. This little California desert stick, we love you. Within this balance card, we have a white and a red dragon. Now, within there is mythology surrounding the young Merlin, that he's called by a king to tell the king why this castle that he is building keeps falling down. And the young Merlin is like, there's a red dragon and a white dragon, and they are fighting underneath of it, and their wrestling is causing it to fall down. Now, symbolically, the red and the white dragon, that would be like the Britain, the English and the Welsh. There's a lot of symbolism and culture involved in this story. But in this image here, there's a balance to it. So the red and the white dragon, they're working together, and around what looks to be a birch tree. Birch is beginnings, balanced beginnings, yes. I also have a lovely face carved into the stone here, just staring straight at us. Neolithic stone carving peering straight into our soul. Yes. That foresight. You are learning with the balance and the knowledge that you have been accruing and the potential that you are incubating. You are much like the young Merlin, who is able to know what it is that is causing this castle to tumble down. He knows. He has that foresight. Merlin himself is sort of, well, Merlin himself is a bit like this. You know, we have the wild man in the woods doing the magics and the prophecies and the divination and the foresight. But Merlin himself is a sort of balance of this nature. Within the mythology and lore, Merlin's mother is a human woman. and his father is like a demon or a supernatural being. And from the union of those two is born Merlin, and that is why he has these exceptional abilities. But he is, you know, a combination of immortal and mortal that gives him that gift, that balance. So I believe that the balance that this Libra full moon is bringing to you is an inward balance. An inward balance of yourself, an inward balance of your shadow side and your light side, an inward balance of things that you may have not even thought to balance until this point. And it's important that you allow this balance to occur, because you are incubating something so precious and vital. We'll protect that, and we'll also put balance here in between those two. What was the other one for the present? We're still in the present. Ooh. We actually have this. I'm sorry. I know my personalities a lot, but that's how I connect with spirit. I just let it flow. Hello, Libra. Hello, Libra. So 2 of arrows, it's like the 2 of swords. They give a keyword here, injustice. So there may have been an injustice done to you or to someone that you care about a lot, and you need to bring the justice to that situation. It might even be an injustice done to what you're incubating. Okay? So we're trying the balance. Okay. It's time for cards. What do we do, guides, to bring this balance, to work this balance in, to protect what group 1 is incubating, to protect and strengthen the partnerships that they need in this time, and also to have the discernment to be able to step away from partnerships that are no longer serving them, that are no longer helpful, that need to end, because stagnancy has got to go. I mean, stagnancy always does, but if we're talking about balance and we've got ourselves a supercharged mega moon with an eclipse going on, and the scales, the scales are important. So what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Well, it does seem very strong within this reading. I mean, I don't see how it could be any more blatant. Maybe a romantic situation. You may be in that 2, this is the 2 of vessels, so like the 2 of cups, like you may be in a situation of deep attraction. It may be that what needs to occur for that scale to balance is for you to say yes to something that you've been attracted to, something new, or to renew what you've handfasted. That's just wild. Talk about balance. Balance, baby. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I can't. Wow. Thank you, guys. Whoa. Went to go grab the deck, and this card did a little jumpy jump. So that's who we're doing next. Ooh. Oh. Ecstasy. Ecstasy. 5 of vessels. It's very fun because this is holding the position of the 5 of cups, but it is a totally different vibe, different meaning, different correspondence. On this full moon, you need to give yourself to ecstasy. Not the drug, obviously. That's a Wander Plea is not condoning anything like that. I mean, if you do, yeah. If you, we should all be grown-ups here, and grown-ups can make grown-up decisions. Thank you very much. There's something so primal in your near future in this eclipse season for you. Like a full letting down your hair, dancing barefoot under the stars, pouring water into sacred vessels, taking on animal forms. I tell you what, your Mayday, your Beltane, I think it's going to be lit. Woo! But yeah, you need to give yourself over to ecstasy. Obviously, be safe and careful and all that. But there's a balance, because look at this person is balanced in their ecstatic dance. They dance their ecstatic dance within the safety of the pentacle. The pentacle itself is balanced, and they balance in the center of that protection. And because they've balanced themselves in the center of that protection, they are free to express fully their joy, every intense emotion, even intense grief. They're letting every bit of that emotion out. And so that's the answer. You don't have to be worried about the balance, I believe, because you've already discovered a state of balance. You just need to now learn how to dance in that balance, because you are incubating something precious, but you also need to dance in the ecstasy of that balance, in the ecstasy of the power that you hold. Oh my, I am so excited for y'all. If I wasn't the one doing these readings, and obviously these are not readings for me, I would be like, ooh, I really want group 1. I want to dance in the ecstasy. I want the magic universe egg. It's so beautiful. Let's bring up our really spicy cards up front here. Yes. Tidings of comfort and joy, my loves. Ecstasy. We love it. Right? I don't even, we've done this. We have reached the point of this. It is time for the secret card. It's time for the secret card. No, it's not time for the secret card yet, because we've got to bring in the other elements first. We began with the Hermit. And I'm feeling passed on this one. You have spent that time away, because being the Hermit helped bring you into that shamanic zone, that magician zone. Because this isn't the energy that you need to be in now. You know how to access this energy when you need it. Because honestly, throughout life, there are hermit moments that we hit, and we just have to be a hermit for that moment, for that day, for that week, and tap into ourselves. And the more that we do that hermiting, the more easily we can access that part of ourselves. Because you have learned to access the hermit within yourself, that makes you open and ready for that ecstasy and for that partnership and balance, to be out into the world, to be dancing with the cosmos. And I think because you chose the courage spell, I really feel what you were being drawn to was to have the courage to dance in the cosmos, to give yourself over to ecstasy, divine intoxication, just dancing with the cosmos. That is the courage, because you know you're protected. Just have that courage. Have that courage to have that dance. Now it is time for the secret card. Secret card time. You chose Madine, wild spirit. Madine, and I'm going to stop apologizing for pronunciation, I hope I got it right, is a Lithuanian goddess who protects the woodlands, to my understanding. She tries to keep violence out of her woodlands. And one of her most preeminent symbols is the hare, which is perfect because here we are in March and we know about March and hares. We know we're all about to get a little bit wild like a March hare, just saying. You really are, because yeah, woo, hot, hot, hot. So there are like practices of like, if you see one of her hares, yeah, no, you're done hunting for the day. You're done. You're not committing violence. That's not a thing that's happening. And this card in particular wants to point you to opening yourself up to that wild spirit within yourself, which very much corresponds with ecstasy. But also, because she protects creatures, because she's the one that says whether you can hunt or not today, I think that goes very well with this injustice. She ensures that there is justice within her woodlands. So you have a very strong pull in that direction as well. Oh, I love this. I love tarot. I love doing this. I love sharing this with you. I hope that this resonated with you, and I hope that you have a really wonderful full moon eclipse, Libra, worm moon, ecstatic time, because it really feels like you have worked for this moment. You have worked up to it, and you are ready to cut loose. You are ready to be wild because you are mature enough and strong enough to know how to do so in a balanced way. You're ready. You are ready for true incandescent ecstasy. Have the best of time. Let me know in the comments how much fun ecstasy time you've had. Not the substance, obviously. And just have that courage to let loose, because you deserve this and you are ready. I hope I get to read for you again. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful moon. And we'll talk to you later. Bye. Welcome, Group 2, to your full moon in Libra lunar eclipse reading. You chose the Hope spell, which is connected to the Empress. And you have a secret oracle card, secret, that will be revealed at the end of the reading. we like to make fun and pretty messes on this channel. So for starters, we're going to ask Spirit what your recent past was, because it's always good to know where we've been. Whoop. Okay, we've got these three. They're coming. All right. Don't even always get to, where do we start with? We're gonna start with you. Two of Bows, decision, which is in this deck, the Two of Wands. Obviously with our scales, the scales of Libra, you have a decision to make. And it is looking to be a bit of a biggin. This is wild. This man has all of the fire energy. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, okay. The Five of Stones, which is like the Five of Pentacles for this deck, but endurance. And we have this sweet little baby here, just trying to shelter from the elements, from the storm, from the lightning, with this little bit of cave, with their little itty bitty fire. And I think this ties in very beautifully with the hope spell. This little baby is enduring. This little baby needs hope. You might be the little baby that needs hope. Ah, okay. The Blasted Oak. Now, within this deck, they combined the Tower and the Hanged Man together. And I would also like to point out that this lightning here in the Endurance card may very well be this same storm and lightning that has broke this tree apart and thrown the Hangman for a bit of a loop here. So you're needing hope because you're in a state of endurance. Everything's been turned upside down. You are seeing the world from a whole new vantage point. This upcoming eclipse is an intense one for you, and not intense in a fun way, unfortunately, but maybe fortunately, because as we know, the tower moments, and I was just joking in the intro about getting tower moments, but tower moments are very important. And what I love about their combination of the Hanged Man and the Tower together is that we get even more focus on that shift in perspective, which with such a mega superpowered full moon such as this, oh, the little neighbor children are playing and screaming and having a good time in the stairwell. Sorry about that. Just a much bigger focus on that change of perspective. So your recent past has been intense. You have been in survival mode. You've possibly felt quite alone. Things that you thought were giving you stability have been blasted forth, and you are faced with a decision. I want some more clarity, Spirit, on what this decision is. Because, yeah, we're definitely needing hope at this point. What is this decision? Okay. Yes. So we have the Seer, who I believe in this deck is sort of the High Priestess. High Priestess or the Empress? No, it's the Empress. No, it's not the Empress. I'm sorry. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to this reading. You may have kind of seen this coming. You didn't want this, and you might have stayed in that situation out of habit, just feeling that need to, I can just endure this. I can just, okay, I can make this through. I can make it through. But the signs were there that a decision needs to be made. And it looks like something has occurred that is forcing you to make a decision. Possibly not even, it's making the decision for you. It's making the decision for you. We have 10 of arrows, which is like the 10 of swords, but this 10 of swords is very different from the standard system. So at least we don't see a guy laying there with swords in his back. That's wonderful. We like not having that instruction. So you need to make a choice to learn new skills, to ask for help. This little boy in this image, he can't learn how to shoot this arrow on his own. I mean, he can, but isn't it so much better to have someone who is experienced to help you? He's asked for help. He's asked for help. That's the hope. You need to know who it is safe to ask for help and to get that help, because everything has changed and you feel very alone. Oh, guides, thank you for that. And where are we at in the present with this? Whoa. Okay. Woo. They jump out and we got a lot. Spirit has a lot to say about this. So we have the Knight of Stones, the horse, which is kind of like the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is very earthy. We love that. That's earthy. We're going to put a pin in that because I want to get more. Okay. Yeah. Seven of Vessels. So this is the Seven of Cups. Mourning. As in to mourn, not the morning. Although this card appears to be when the sun is rising. So that's hope. This is very different from the Seven of Cups in this deck. And it's more like the Five of Cups, but it's not. And this is just a period of mourning is a natural growth from these scenarios here. Like that, not even rocket science. That's going to happen. If this happens to you and you've been living like this, we're going to have to deal with this. But at some point, we're going to need to make a decision to move out of this. Okay. Six of Stones, exploitation. So I will say the cards, they're really driving home this feeling here. This card has some extra layers though as well. The two people in this card, they're hungry, they need things, but the earth can't give them what they need because the earth has been exploited, the earth has been damaged. It's not necessarily these people's fault, but we're all responsible for what's happening to our planet. And also with the concept of exploitation, like things have really felt out of your control. That's why That's why you're having to live like this. Almost like a little match girl in the snow. Like that's what you feel like. You don't feel like you can make any decision like this with all the flames and the fire and the powerful madman situation. You don't feel that way because you're here. And I know that is rough. I have lived in these images in my life more times than I would like to admit. And I know it is rough. I know it is rough. So what else do we have here? I also have the moon and water. Always love to see the moon card coming in for a moon reading. And this card has like a cosmic egg. This big egg just under the waters. It's incubating. And that's you. You have so much potential inside of you that is going to hatch. And even though it feels like you aren't protected, there are forces protecting you. As we see this bowl here, and birds, I think they're supposed to be storks because there's a big message of fertility in this card. There is protection, and you can hatch and make that choice because you don't have to stay here. I know sometimes it just feels like you kind of gotta hunker down after, the oak's been blasted. But I really feel that injustice, the scales not being balanced, now is the time for that balancing to come so that you can make that decision. So I want to, guides, thank you for that. Where are we headed? How do we get out of survival mode? And how do we hatch? How do we hatch from our egg into our potential and into a new time? How do we rise from these ashes? Yeah, it's you. Page of Vessels, Otter. Okay, so we had for the present, we had the Knight of Stones, that pentacle knight holding his big coin kind of a situation. You definitely need to embrace that beginner's mind because you're starting you're a page. You don't have to be a king. You don't have to be a queen. You don't have to be a knight right now. You're a little baby. And I don't mean that in like a derogatory way. Coming out of this situation, you are an entirely new person. You've been rebirthed. And this little otter here, being kind of like, it's the Page of Cups. This little otter, all of its little instincts are turned on high. But given that we're dealing with water here, and I mean the egg is under the water as well, you need to really look after your emotions at this time. That's how we're moving out of this. And let's get a little bit more on that because this is another intense one. We always end up with intense one. As I said, I'm dramatic and the card's dramatic, and let's be real, our lives are dramatic as well. That's a thing. Being a person is hard. God. It's you. Wow, we're getting a lot of pages. And the Page of Swords. The little wren. The little wren. The wren's enduring. Let's do one more. We're getting a lot of page energy. That's always wonderful. Might be people in your life. Might be you. Whoa, there we go. See, that's what we want. We want them to jump out. 7 of Bows, clearance. Yay. I want you to take in, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes. The difference between these two images. We have a little fire in both, but in this one, it's a dark and stormy night, and the child is having to shelter from the storm. And in this one, we have, obviously, an adult person has set up this camp. They have weapons, they have tools, they have a very healthy fire. They are all set up. And there's a clearance. The sky is clear and bright and blue. It's a beautiful day. So that's where you're heading. Because you've been through these times, you will be able to set up that place of stability for yourself. Like the Empress. Just that calm, natural. The Empress is not in any hurry. She is literally just chilling. There is new growth and new life around her. There's a bit of rest here. But the biggest thing here is this. There is a decision and you need to make it. Okay? Make that decision and understand that what you are about to hatch from yourself is so much bigger and so much more important than whatever it is that was blasted out of your life. Okay? So this is a very intense time, and I get that. But as the spell that you chose, hope, what we have here is hope. You can have hope in good things coming for you, in new times. You can do the healing that you need to do, and you don't have to live here anymore, okay? You can make that tough decision, and you can be ready for whatever comes next. Entirely rebirthed. Now let's see what your secret oracle card was. I don't even remember because I never remember by the time we get to it. Soul, responsibility. So the Norse personification of the sun. Which is interesting because I feel like this could link, this particular draw here could link to the solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th. Actually, this gentleman really feels like he links with the solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th. I feel Aries energy from this gentleman. So it may be that yes. So on this full moon, something new is being born and beginning to gestate. That egg is being laid. But I feel that by the time of the solar eclipse, you will be able to make that decision, take on that responsibility, and be the sun. You'll begin to shine, and you'll have help. Soul has horses that helps her pull the sun across the sky. you're going to be shining. You're going to be strong, okay? So I hope that was helpful. It felt very scattered. The energy was bouncing off the walls on this one. But I very much sense that that's what you were feeling. Yeah, that's how you feel at the minute. And that's very understandable. This is an intense time period. But I especially want to remind you, take good care of yourself. Drink water. Get sleep. And know that there is hope. There is a new sun rising. And I think that you are going to be amazed at where you end up. As this eclipse season rolls through, you are going to be an entirely new person by the end of it. Someone who is strong, and someone that doesn't have to just survive, but someone who thrives. And that is the hope. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful full moon, and I hope I get to read for you again. And take good care of yourself. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. Welcome, Group 3. You chose the Clarity intention spell, which was connected to the Devil card. But as we know, the Devil in tarot has some very different meanings from other devils of folklore and religion, so do not be afraid. And of course, there is a secret oracle card that we shall unveil at the end. So I shall be quite honest with you. This is the third time I have attempted to do this reading for Group 3. The other two were easy. They just came right, camera worked, everything. This one, both times, it didn't record, either didn't record correctly or not at all. And honestly, I don't fully even remember what happened in those both times, because I did a full reading both times. They were both quite similar. I wouldn't be surprised if they come up similar again this time. They were intense, and I also discovered that I was like, oh wow, okay, so Spirit's talking to me. So I don't know, perhaps this time there was some wires crossed. It almost felt like what I was reading for Group 3, unless I am Group 3, because by the time I was quite frustrated and it wasn't working filming the third one, I ended up having something brought to my awareness about my partner that was very, very important that I hadn't realized that needs to be taken care of. So a bit of an intense personal time, but it's all going to work out. It's all going to be okay. Sorry, I know I'm offloading here, but let's just say that this full moon and Libra eclipse situation it's coming for me too, real hard. It is snapping me to attention, so. But this is for you. This reading is for you, Group 3. And we are going to get it this time. I truly believe. It is the next day because yesterday it finally got so late and I needed to go to bed so I could go to work today. So we are, oh, whoa, we're dropping cards. Right. This one popped up first. Recent past for Group 3. The Queen of Arrows, Swan. So this is sort of like the Queen of Swords. Swans are very strong. Swans are very powerful, just like the Queen of Swords or arrows would be. There's a strength to them and a grace and a beauty. Let's get some more on that. Let's get some more on the recent past for Group 3, because I feel like I need a little bit more here. A little bit more here, guys. Thank you. you. Yes. Ah, 2. It's always 2. Bottom one first. Ooh. The Mirror. Now within this deck, the major arcana has some differences. And I believe that this particular major arcana within this deck is particular to this deck. It doesn't necessarily have a full counterpart in like a Rider-Waite-Smith system. But this is definitely about self-reflection. So in the recent past, you have had to really take a good, long, hard look at yourself. And perhaps you have had realizations that you didn't know. Well, obviously, if you realize something, you didn't realize it before. And what was that other? Mourning. Okay, so 7 of Vessels, 7 of Cups, mourning. Once again, this is different from what we're used to. It's kind of more of a 5 of Cups feeling. You've had to look in the mirror. You've had to really go deep and really find your strength, because you've been in a period of mourning. There is a loss, even if it's just a loss of self-perception of who you thought you were. There is a loss and a time of mourning. So now, thank you for that, guides. What is presently happening? What is presently happening for group 3? Because obviously they're seeking clarity. They're looking in the mirror. They have girded themselves for battle. And they are also in mourning over something or someone. This way. Yes. Okay. Okay. Wow. 2 majors. A lot of major arcana energy here. So whatever this is, it is a very serious, big life situation. This is not small. It's big. So this is the wheel, in your standard Wheel of Fortune, but this kind of brings more like the Wheel of the Year into it. This could mean that you've been in a cycle of something. Perhaps that's what you're trying to break by doing that self-reflection, just being in that cycle. Or perhaps whatever this is something that's been going on for a while, perhaps about a year. Or perhaps you just feel like you've just been spinning your wheels, but not getting anywhere. And that's why you're mourning. But you think to yourself, something's got to change. The wheel needs to turn and something has got to change. Thank you for that, guys. So what else? King of Stones, so like King of Pentacles. Wolf. I find this interesting because while we don't, I never really thought of swans as being violent, but swans are quite violent. my partner has told me stories of being chased by very angry swans. So swans are strong. They are not weaklings. And then we have a wolf howling at a beautiful full moon. So you are strong. You are strong, and you have worked very hard to become strong. And so presently, you are very much in that awareness that it is time for a new cycle to begin. And as we come into eclipse season, even if you haven't consciously realized it yet, you are hoping for there to be a change, hoping for the way that the wheel has been turning to change. And you want clarity because you are active. You're strong and you're active, and you've been doing that inner work. And you very much understand the mundane side of things. You are willing to put in that work, the mundane work, to make the magic happen in your life. And so you're staring into that mirror going, what do I do next? What do I do next? Like, it can't stay this way. It can't stay this way. Spirit, what do they need to do to get the wheel to turn in a good way for them? Okay. 7 of bows, so 7 of wands, clearance. Yes. I feel like what this is saying is that you need to keep doing those very practical, mundane, everyday activities. You know, craft the weapon, not literal weapons, obviously. But this very much shows a campsite of someone. They have their fire ready. They've made a clearing. They're ready for whatever is coming. This seems to be in a moment of quiet. So you might be in that moment of quiet before the storm in this eclipse season. So definitely continue making sure that you've got your T's crossed and your I's dotted. And where are we headed? Where are we headed, guides? Where are we headed with this? Okay. I lost it. Right. I always believe that when I lose a card that I feel drawn to in the deck, that it's going to come back. Oh. 10 of vessels, 10 of cups, happiness. See, that's such a wonderful contrast to this. I believe that truly, once you've ridden out this cycle, the wheel is going to turn for you to happiness. There's going to be some real, true joy. Let's get some more on that. Let's get some more on that. Yeah. Seven of Arrows, insecurity. See, that's really what's holding you back. And this is interesting because I would like to point out this is the third time I've attempted this reading, and obviously everything's been shuffled and there are some different cards, but several of these were in the other two times, particularly this one and this one. So Spirit is still staying true to the message. I guess it just needed a little bit more time to be birthed here. You don't need to be insecure. You truly are strong. You're truly, and you are equipping yourself to move forward. So you don't have to stay like this. And I do think that this connects with this Devil card. So now this Devil card, this it's from the Dark Crystal deck, which is a film by Jim Henson. And what is actually happening with this, well, I think this is actually a character from the newer Netflix series that they did. That's not important now, but I'm just clarifying. This is not an evil creature. This is a good creature. But this creature was poisoned with something called the darkness. And that makes it attack people and do terrible things. That's what's holding it back. It needs to be released from that poison. I feel like that ties in with this. And I also feel like this is what you are discovering when you look into the mirror. Is that you need to let go of that insecurity. You are strong. You can do this. That's the poison that holds you back. The Devil card is always about, well, usually about being chained to something, but psychologically in a sense that you can set yourself free from it. You're the one that's keeping yourself imprisoned there. And that's here. She can release herself, and you can release yourself. So guides, where's that? So that's the clarity. The clarity needs to come to know how to release yourself from that insecurity, so that during this season you can truly set yourself free and move on to the next level, to the next thing. Yes. Oh, wow. So you're collecting court cards. Queen of Bows. So that's Queen of Wands. The hair. So Queen of Wands. That's, we're thinking fire. So we've got earth. We have royalty for earth. Royalty for fire, and royalty for earth, royalty for air, and royalty for fire. So that's you being strong in all of the mundane ways, and you're getting your shit together, basically. Excuse my, pardon my French. You're getting it together mentally. And you're ready to take action. Because you have all of these things. And the emotions, because we do have cups coming up here. And yes, one of the other emotions we have going on is grief. But we know that that will hopefully soon turn to happiness. Yeah, right now, yes, you need to pay attention to your emotions. I myself, obviously, I'm a very spiritually attuned person, a very sensitive person. My emotions are very forefront for me. But for this eclipse season, it's not, how do I say this? It's not about the emotions right now. You know by looking inward that your emotions, it's rough right now. But the good news is that it won't stay that way. You will be happy again, but you just need to make this final push. You just need to take care of these things, check these boxes, be in action, think, try to stay in that clarity of mind and action. Know what physical resources you have available to you. And if you use these things to push forward, then you will eventually reach that happiness and that strength. You are in a state of preparedness and you're going into action. And that will bring the happiness that will free you from the poison. And you will start a new revolution of the wheel. So that's, wow. Took 3 times to get there, but I think that's what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying, yes, I know you are hurting. I know you are hurting. I know you're scared. And I know that you want to be here, and you will come through that clearing in the forest and find this joyous spring. It is there for you, and you will find it. You just need to hold on a little bit longer. And don't be afraid. Don't be insecure, because you do got this. You are prepared. Just focus. And the next time that you truly look in the mirror, you are going to be amazed at how you have grown during this time period as you push forward. And I think that, yes, that is the reading. Let's get that happiness up front and center here. We like to do that. And the wheel. Yeah, nice and front and center. And we'll flip that devil over, because we don't need that devil. Because you are, the poison's getting out of your system. That poison of insecurity is getting out of your system. And you're just focusing. Focus on the goal. Whatever very important thing needs to be done, you are focusing on that. You are driving forward towards that. In so doing, when you have achieved that goal, when you have gotten to safety out of this situation, whatever needs to be taken care of has been taken care of. You will feel like you've worked a miracle. And that's what I want to say to you. You are a miracle. Your very existence is a miracle. And you can do amazing things. You can do things way more amazing than you could ever imagine. And that is truth. So just hold that in your heart and go forward. And the clarity and the protection and the vibrancy, it will come to you. It will fill you. Just be open and just stay focused. And we're going to see what your secret, which I don't even remember anymore because it's been a minute. Oh, Kalia. Secrets. The secret card is secret. Look at that artwork. That is beautiful. Let's just take a moment to appreciate that, because I think we need something delightful to appreciate at the minute. I think we all do. Because, yeah, those scales, those full moon scales, I think they're really roughing us up. But we do got this. We do. And that's intense. So the Kalia, I think she's primarily from Scottish folklore, possibly a bit of Irish as well. I'm not super well versed. I want to be, though, because I'm very interested in her. She's essentially like grandmother winter, and she's intense. She is wild and she's intense. And I mean, yes, currently, right now, spring has officially started in, most bits of the northern hemisphere. So that's fantastic. But this winter has been rough for you. And you've had to keep a lot of secrets, possibly. Now is the time to really weigh those secrets. Some of them may need to be shared and others may need to not. But you have the wisdom and discernment to know that. But the Kalia's reign needs to end now. And you need to send her back. She needs to wait. The wheel is turning. It is springtime now. It is Bridget's time now. The sap has risen. The sun is shining. In fact, so yesterday was when I was doing the readings, it was overcast and rainy, but today I am looking out that window looking at a bright blue sky. It is clear as can be. It is absolutely gorgeous. And that's what's coming for you. So yes, we love the Kalia, but her turn is over. It's time. It's time for springtime. And it's just that final push. It's just that final push. And you've got this. You've got that clarity. So thank you so much for joining me for this slightly belated reading, but it feels really intense. And I get that. But you really do got this. Just focus. Take super good care of yourself. Drink water. Get as much good rest as you can. Meditate. Write lists if you need to of important things that you can't forget that you need to get done. And just take everything step by step. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope I get to read for you again. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you get some springtime in there. And I will talk to you later. Bye.